Okay, so we are in Chodesh Adar. In Chodesh Adar, we're in Breslev. We're starting to ask the Kadosh Baruch Hu to save us from Klipat Amalek, from Amalek, because in Purim we're going to slash him. We can say that, to put him down, Amalek. And we're starting now to ask Kadosh Baruch Hu, Atzileni miklipat Amalek. וזכני לקדושת מרדכי ואסתר. מה זה קדושת? What is קדושת מרדכי ואסתר? It's written in the Megillah, איש יהודי היה בשושן הבירה. We sing in the Megillah that the one who conquered and he succeeded to לנצח, to defeat Amalek, is a man in the name of Mordechai, who is he is called Ish Yehudi, a Jewish man. So we see that the Jewish man, he succeeded to defeat Amalek. The way to defeat Amalek is to be Jewish. To be Jewish meaning to do things that Jewish people do. When you go and if you're a man, you go into the shul and you put on the tefillin, you're defeating Amalek. If you're a woman and you do the mitzvahs that a woman should do, and you take care of the children and you send them to learn Torah, you're defeating Amalek. Every single mitzvah that we do, the smallest thing that is just the will of the Kadosh Baruch Hu, is called a mitzvah. Rabbeinu says it in Torah Hey, in Likutei Moharan, the second Likutei Moharan, in the fifth Torah. Rabbeinu says that everything that is a little bit even of the will of the Kadosh Baruch Hu is called a mitzvah. So everything that we do that is the will of the Kadosh Baruch Hu is a mitzvah, and with this we defeat Amalek. Rabbeinu says that in Torah 19 on the second Likutei Moharan, that the way to defeat Amalek is with simple faith, Emunah. You like to call it Emunah, right? I think the Rabbi Eliezer Broidy is put a basic thing that we'll call the Emunah and not faith, because faith is sometimes used for other things. So we're saying Emunah, simple Emunah and simple doing of the mitzvahs. So I want to talk about the doing of the mitzvahs a little bit. We have a tendency to understand that the worship of God is to do big things. Like if I go to the field and I do a very, very long Tboididus, now I did work, worshipping work. How can you say Avodat Hashem? Service of Hashem. Yeah. But so when we have to do all the regular things that the Jewish soul should do, to go to the Bet Knesset, to pray Shachris and Mincha and Ma'ariv, and to eat kosher food, and to bench and to make a bracha of what we eat and drink and after and before, we have a tendency to look at as if it's not so important. It's important for us to do it, because if we won't do it, it's very, very bad. It's very naughty, so we'll do it. But we don't feel that we're really doing something big. But actually, the way to defeat Amalek is actually by these little things, and doing them with the simple emunah and clarity that this is the way of life that I want to live. This is the thing. This is my thing. You can see in a Gentile world, they have the things they do, and they have all the atmosphere of what they do. They have all kind of musics and the way they look and the way they behave. Rabbeinu calls it in Torah 60, in the first Likutei Moharan, chen shel sheker, false grace. So we have also our true grace. That our true grace is beyond the thing that we do with the pnimiut that we have to do to learn and to work to do service, but we have also the grace of the Jewish way of life, of the the way that I lead my life by the Jewish things I do. To do Jewish, to do Yiddishkeit is to worship God. It's the service of God. So this is the way to defeat Amalek, because Amalek, Rabbeinu says in Torah 19, is very, very, very clever, and Chokhmah is more like it's wisdom. It has wisdom. It's a false wisdom, but it's very deep and very, very complicated. You can never win him there. Only the big tzaddik, Rabbeinu says in this Torah, only the one and only big tzaddik at the grade of Moshe Rabbeinu can go and defeat Amalek in this field of chokhmes, of wisdoms. But simple people can never go into there. Our way to defeat Amalek is by being very, very tmimim, as like simple and even naive in our innocent in our belief of what we do and the mitzvot that we do, and do them in a very, very, very simple way. So again, when you step into, if we're speaking to men, when you step into the shul to pray shachrit, you can look at it in two ways. You can look at it a way, listen, this is a big work now to do, to pray with kavanah and with intention, and to say, and it's a big work now to put all our force into the tefillah, and now it goes into the shul with this inner thing that he has to do. That it's true, it's very important, but there's also another way to look at it. Etzem ha'inyan, just the thing that you're stepping into a Jewish place of prayer, to the Bet Knesset. You're stepping it, you're taking the Siddur, and you're starting to say the word, is the biggest thing in the world. Even if it's right now not with the biggest kavanah, and you're not in a state of mind to put inside now all your forces or everything. And it's very important to have always this side of the mitzvahs we do together with the inner thing that we want to do. Because the inner thing is not always there. And if we wait to do the things always with the inner intention and all the power that we can put in it, most of the times we won't have it. So we'll feel like we didn't do anything. And this is a mistake. This is Amalek. Amalek is saying, because you prayed not with the biggest intention, so you didn't do anything. And he also has our sages saying about it. The sages says that tefillah v'lo kavana is like a guf v'lo neshama. Tefillah without intention is like a body without a soul. So Amalek remembers very good these sayings of the sages, and he knows just when to say it to you. Not before you're going to pray, that then he will remind it before you pray. So listen, you're going to pray now. Put kavana inside, because this is the soul of the tefillah. So no, and then he won't remind you. He'll remind you the bank account, he'll remind you a lot of things, but not this. But after, he'll remind you very well. So I heard from a very, very nice, one of the very, very important Hasidei Breslev, he said that we missed something in this saying of our sages. They said that the tefillah belo kavana is a guf belo neshama. After all, they said there is a guf here. You did something. You created a guf, a body. Now the tzaddik and the Tchiat HaMetim, we'll put something inside. We'll revive this guf that was belo kavana. You did something very, very important. And in everything, and usually we are falling because of this. Because we don't have appreciation to these simple Jewish deeds that is called in whole Yiddishkeit. Everything that you do in Yiddishkeit, and is forming a Jewish way of life, a Jewish, it's the body, right? It's the body. It's the body of your Jewish life. You need the body to put the soul inside. You can't always go and just think about creating the soul. You have to create also the body. The body is the simple deeds that you do that are Jewish things to do. To a man, again, to the man, it's usually things to go to get up in the morning, to say Moedeh Ani, to wash the hands, and to go to the mikveh, to go to pray, and to go to learn a few what you can learn. Then go to work. If you're working, there's a Jewish way of going to work. Rabbi Nachman is not. It didn't say anywhere not to work. It's a mistake that the newcomers in Breslev have a lot. Rabbi Nachman wanted us to put our mind in a tachlis, but Rabbi Nachman had very, very important disciples that worked and did Masau Matan. There's a letter that Rabbi Nachman writes to his mechutan, his mechutan of his second wife, and he says to him, I asked you to go and do dafka Masau Matan, because your Masau Matan is tzorech gavoa. Tzorech gavoa is for the high worlds, because it's sapru b'goyim et kvodo. Many of Rabbi Nachman's people, Rabbi Nachman will teach you to do Masau Matan with your mind in the tachlit, with your mind in birur nitzotzot. You'll do the things like a Jew, like many Jewish people did very, very holy Masau Matan. Masau Matan is very important. There's a lot of nitzotzot, a lot of holy sparks that are all over the world, and in Masau Matan we take them, we're lifting them, we're bringing them into our life. When you do Masau Matan, you do a lot of tikkunim. So Rabbi Nachman will teach you how to do it in a Jewish way. But don't forget, there's a Jewish way, and this is what we are looking for, and this is what can defeat Amalek. Because if we take the inner things of Judaism, like we take the Emunah and the Itbudidus, and we take it a little bit outside from the Yiddishkeit and the Jewish way of life, we can use it to be a kind of a new creation, like a kind of Indian guy that has a lot of Emunah, and he asks Kadosh Baruch Hu to help him in everything, just nothing to be to be Jewish. We have to use the tefillah, the Itbudedut. We have to use the most that we have to use it is to ask the Kadosh Baruch Hu to be Jewish and to live a Jewish life, and to learn Torah and to know the Torah and to get inside, because all the light of the Kadosh Baruch Hu is in the Torah, is in the Gemara, is in the Shulchan Aruch, is in the Zohar, is in the Sifrei Rabbeinu. It's there. It's hard for you. It's another thing. No one will push you. We're the last to push anyone to do something that is bitter for him. Rabbi Natan in Alim L'Trufa is always saying to his son Yitzchak, Rabbi Yitzchak, do what you can, do a little bit, learn a little bit, pray a little bit, sigh, yearn, do whatever you can, but do something. Do something. Without anything, we can't. You have to do, it's called itaruta diltata. Something you have to do. Something. But you have to lead yourself to somewhere. Rabbi Nachman had huge yearnings to be a Jewish. When he was a kid, he had huge yearnings to learn a Mishnah, to understand the Mishnah, to understand the Gemara. He paid from his pocket money. He had a few coins that his parents gave him to buy candies and things. He gave it to his teacher. Teach me a few more for every page that for Gemara that you teach me. I'll give you a few coins. He paid his teacher. After he finished, we have Torah, we have mitzvahs, we have the yearning to this. This is what is defeating the Jewish man, the Ish Yehudi, Mordechai. So that's what we're saying. Hatzileni miklipat Aman Amalek. Aman Amalek in the Torah it says, Asher karcha baderech. Aman Amalek, what he wants to do is to cool you, to make you everything cold, that you won't do the things that Jewish people do, the Yiddishkeit, with heat. They were saying, Rabbi Natan said, Rabbi Natan, his father-in-law, was a very, very big tzaddik. He was the Rab of a lot of cities. He was a genius. But when Rabbi Natan, in the beginning, he couldn't understand what Moshe Rabbeinu is bigger than his father-in-law. He couldn't understand it. Because this man wouldn't sleep on a bed. He would sleep only on a chair for just 2 hours. And when his father, the father of his father-in-law, passed away, he would come to teach him Torah for a few years from the upper world. And Rabbi Natan said, I couldn't understand with what can Moses be more than my father-in-law. But when Rabbi Natan started to get near to Chassidut, he said that he saw the difference. Because he said, it's very, very nice, it's very, very accurate, very, very good, but it's like a soup that has all the ingredients inside, but it's cold. It's cold. And Avodat Hashem, even if it's not so, but it's hot, is better than a cold soup, even if it's with all the ingredients. So we have to do things with home, with love. Yira ve'ava, Rabbeinu says in Torah Yud I think. Yud says Yira ve'ava. We get from the tzaddik for the door. It's Yud. Yeah. And in Torah 17, in Likutei Moharan, Rabbeinu says that Yira ve'ava you can't get only from the tzaddik of the door. So we have to learn. We want to be Jewish people. That's what we want. This is our life. This is what we are. It's this gentle will be full of pride of his things and we are the Jewish people. We have the pride to be the servants of the Kadosh Baruch Hu. So we have to do it with all our love, and we can get it from Rabbi Nachman. We are here in a place that is talking about Rabbi Nachman's teachings. We want to know Rabbi Nachman's teaching. We have to learn the books of Rabbi Nachman. We can't rely only on the guy that sits here and is telling you what is Rabbi Nachman. I'm asking everyone in this lesson and everyone who will see this video not to rely on me. Go and check things. Read the books of Rabbi Nachman. Read them very well. Try to understand what Rabbi Nachman wants. Ask the Kadosh Baruch Hu to light your eyes to see. Go to Rabbi Nachman's grave. Ask him to bring it close to him. I want to be a Jewish man, a real Jewish. I want to be a real Chassid Breslev, a real Breslev Chassid. So go to the books and learn. And Rabbi Nachman goes together with Rabbi Natan. Rabbi Natan is one. This is Torah Shebe'al Peh of Breslev. And Rabbi Nachman said it a few places, and it's every Breslevers know it, that Rabbi Natan is one thing. It's not, nobody can say Rabbi Natan was a disciple of Rabbi Nachman, but maybe there's another disciple that understood something different from him, and maybe Rabbi Natan didn't understand really what Rabbi Nachman says, and I have another understanding. No way. It's one soul. Rabbi Natan is one thing. So we should learn Rabbi Nachman books, Rabbi Natan books, and when we're listening to people from our generation who are talking about Rabbi Nachman, we should be zeirim, regishim, careful and in tune. Is he speaking of Rabbi Nachman, Rabbi Natan's way, or is he inventing now something new that it's not the way the rest of us used to go? So there's a lot of Torah Shebe'al Peh. There's the letters of Rabbi Natan that are very, very important to learn Alim Trufa, and there's all kind of shiurim of the old generations. Rabbi Yitzchak Bender. We have the books of the Cherin Rav, Parperaot. We have the Biur Likutim. We have all the Siach Sarfei Kodesh. We have a lot of things that create for us a picture of how Breslev look, how Yiddishkeit looks in a Breslev way, and we should always look for these things. And this way, we are sure that we go the right way, because all over the generations there were always nisyonot, attempts to change the way the Jewish world looks. They came, the maskinim say, listen, be Jewish at home, and outside be a man, a human being, Why are you going against the Gentiles? You make them angry. You make them. There's a story. Rav Tzvi, I think, said this story about the guys from Novodok Yeshiva. There was Rabbi Yaakov Galinsky there, and they went to Sibir. The Russian took them. They were Polish guys, and the Russian took them and put them in Sibir in Machanot Avodah in work camps, and it was very, very, very bad. The Novodoks, they were famous for being very, very takifim, very tough and very, very strong in their Jewish life. And they brought with them tefillin and books and everything. And the Russians, the first day they arrived, they put a big fire and they burned all of it. And it could have broken their soul. But they said, tonight we're doing a meeting of Itchaskut. They didn't fall in their mind. So they did, and they talked together how to pass these days. And for all the years of the war, they would always attempt to keep Shabbos and to learn and to speak together about mitzvahs. And the Russian will punish them all again and again and again. And the other Jewish people who lost all connection with Judaism because of all this suppression, would always tell them, stop it, you're making them angry at us, you're making them punish us, you're making them make our Tnaim worse, and stop with this, you're just going against them. And they wouldn't stop. Then the war ended, and all the Polish people wanted to go back to Poland. And this is, the law said that the Polish should go back to Poland. So all the Polish people came to the Russian managers and said, we're Polish, please let us go. You're not Polish, you're Russian, you stay here. We're Polish, nothing, they wouldn't hear them. But when the Novodox guys came, they said, we're Polish, you want to go. No, you're not Polish, you're Russian. They said, listen, if we were Russian, would we behave in all these Jewish things that we did all the time? The communism erased every sign of Judaism from all the Russians. So the fact that we practiced Judaism all these years, it's a proof that we're Polish, and the management accepted it and then sent them to Poland. And they're the only one that survived in the Jewish life. And so always Amalek tries to change. And every generation thinks, listen, Mashiach is soon to come, so it's not so important now to behave in the strict Jewish way, because it's to come. Let's do something general and spread Emunah in a general way, in a modern way, and in a new mask. But you don't know, maybe Mashiach will wait 20 and 50 years or maybe 100 years, and our children should get a Jewish education and go and continue the Jewish way of life. So we can't say, listen, it's ending, so let's shabru et hakelim velo mesachakim. You can't say it. So we want the Masoret, we want the way, the Masoret of Yiddishkeit, the Masoret of Breslev. This is the way to go. This will protect us from all the kind of changes in Chidushim, and B'zchut Zeh we'll defeat Amalek, and we'll have this Nisan, the Geula. Amen.